saying my name. Ariana Garcia, Fox Generic. Great. Can you just do your quick demonstration of how you train the apes?
Okay, sure. Well, the first thing we do when we're starting with an actor who wants to become an ape is we go through this whole deconditioning process. We just figure out, like, how do you deepen your awareness like an ape innately has? How do we become the animals that we are, that we already have inside us? And so a lot of that starts with becoming still again and not so mentally active and cerebrally driven. So the whole process is a lot about starting with breathing and getting down into rooting down and being centered and deepening your frequency. That like an ape has such a presence about them. And what is it? What is it? What makes an ape so present? And it's just this still economy, and there's not a lot of mental, blocks coming up and distractions with the mind that keep us sort of severed at the neck. They are connected to the ground, and there's this centeredness and weight to them, and an economy and a resiliency in their muscles. They have this they're always like in a ready state. There's a soft connection to the ground, pressed into the ground, but it's weighted but soft. So they don't use a lot of hard muscles to work. Everything is, the strength comes from inside. So once we've developed that and create that foundation, then we can start to learn the techniques of an ape. How to walk. So apes' hips are different. They're like fused. So you can't just walk like this as an ape. You gotta have the anatomical correctness of the hips of an ape, which are fused as one. So they tend to pull the leg, and then there's this sort of, the tailbone is slightly tucked under, and there's again the soft connection with the legs. Then we get into the arm extensions, because they're quadrupedal creatures, and they about 90% of the time they're quadrupeding. They really don't biped very often. So again, you find that first position in your arms, and you slowly start developing the quadruped walk and figuring out how to make that economic and easy. You don't use any muscles. And at first, the actors all come in and they're like, trying to learn it, and they're using the muscles because their mind is engaged. But when you soften your mind into it, it just begins to settle and have an economy, which feels like an ape. So you can see and feel the difference. Then you get into the quadrupeding, trotting. You got trotting and quadrupeding. Then you got gorilla. Much more posturing. And then you have the orangutans that are much very still, very economic. So those are the differences of the apes, and in a nutshell. But the process is all about stripping yourself down and just finding that animal in you.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Cheers. Cheers.
Could you do the orangutan again, please?
Sure.
And can I just have you stand there all the way back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Little nut.
Thank you.
Okay, good.